It's minus 500 that it's Ashley. Good morning, everybody. And yes, Ash, I said that you were first over here. We're taking bets because we didn't see it yet. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Chop Sports Show right here on a Football Friday, coming to you live from the Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru studio right here in Matawan, in New Jersey. Sturch Gooch, Wrestling Rob behind the glass. We hope you guys are doing well out there. We hope you enjoyed Thursday Night Football. I know it finally delivered a little something. Wasn't that bad. A lot of points. They said, here's your over, shove it. I think the Cardinals covered the over by themselves. So that was kind of cool. And then, of course, late night last night, we get the news about a blockbuster trade. As soon as I literally went to I went to roll over to plug my phone in.
Me too.
To go to bed. And I was like, all right, good. The night's over. I'm going to sleep. The Yankees already lost. Like, let me just get into this. And it was like CMC trade. I'm like, Jesus. All right. So there is a blockbuster trade to get into in a little bit. But yeah, anyway, first we'll get into the Patreon. If you guys want to contribute and help out Chop Sports right now, you can do so by heading on over to patreon.com/Chop Sports. $3, $5, $10 variation based off of the support we got last night for the Break Buds. It was a fun, fantastic time. I had a great time doing the whole behind the scenes thing. Rob was here. You guys are obviously doing your thing too. You guys were doing your thing too, as if like you're not the host of the show. But it was a lot of fun, man. I won myself. I should have brought it in. Another signed, autographed Dallas Cowboys memorabilia. This is not fixed by any stretch, guys. I have never won.
And if I was
going
to fix it, don't you think I would not give Dave a bunch of shit?
I even said at the end, I said, I don't like at the end. I think it was one of the last items. I was like, I don't want to win.
I'm borderline disappointed at this point because not that I'm hating on you, but it's like I've been ripping this shit and keeping the Packers and taking a hit.
You got a full-size Jordan Love hit.
That was just gifted by Joe. That's Joe doing that on the low. I wasn't present for that. I did watch the video because he sent it to me. But so Joe handles that well, where I was still surprised by it. But I didn't get to pull. I didn't actually rip a Packer anything yet.
Okay. I'm the kind of guy who thinks like there's never going to be a Cowboy thing in there. There's never. It's like it's going to be Texans or Jags. Well, like I think like that in my head.
Apparently, there's a lot of Cowboys hits in those things. So I'm lucking out in that regard.
I saw someone pull CD Lamb 2 days before that.
I was going to say, I said the big 8-8 came out, and I was like, oh my God, it's a Lamb. Oh my God, maybe it's a Des Bryant. Oh my God, maybe it's Irvin. Turned out to be the original OG 88.
You know you're good with the Cowboys.
Oh, exactly. Right? It was one of four people.
And shout out to Nick because he bought in on the Bills on the triple break, the triple memorabilia break. And on his random team, he got the Chargers, and we pulled a mini lunar eclipse.
That's a beautiful helmet,
Justin
too.
Herbert signed. That's like a $400 hit right
couldn't
there.
Believe it.
Yeah.
That was like the second thing we pulled.
I know. It was good. It was a good, I guess the dud, not even, is it a dud when you pull a Simeon Rice autograph Bucks jersey?
I don't think
so. Is that a dud to you?
Super Bowl champ, right?
I think he won I think he was lined up next to Warren Sapp.
We all thought it was Sapp.
We all did.
If you're asking me, dud.
Yeah. Even that Hall of Famer.
I'll call it like it is. Wins are wins and losses are losses. Look, you take anything you could get.
The coolest looking item was the Rich Gannon helmet. That retro or that reverse, whatever it's called.
Again.
Yeah, Kyle went
usual,
nuts.
But
again.
Kyle's, keeping the ship afloat.
I was going to say he's buying them all, so it's not like we're just handing over spots. Scoop says Simeon Rice over the Winston jersey.
The Winston jersey was cool too, though.
I love the Winston jersey.
See, I don't know. Like I guess
recency bias.
I like Jameis Winston a lot, so I think Jameis Winston has this like cult fan base that has nothing to do with what team he's playing for.
Gooch has a badge on Instagram. It's like super fan. It shows every time he's on.
I follow him, and I just love his workouts. You ever watch his workouts?
That doesn't sound weird at all. But anyway, great success. For the Break Buds last night. So if you missed the entire video, Rob said right before we started live that he rewatched it, and there's a lot of gems in there as far as little one-liners. Go watch it. It's now I moved you up. It's now the Mojo. It's the Chop Sports Show is the top bar of our YouTube, followed by Mojo. Your guys, the Break Buds. You've been upgraded to the second spot. So much
fun, Dave. I can't even believe it. Who do I thank?
Me, obviously, because I did it.
Thanks,
so you can find those shows all uploaded on our YouTube channel.
Very
YouTube channel.
There's Joe.
And there's Joe.
Welcome
Morning,
to the
boys.
party, Joey.
Morning to Kyle won the helmet, the Vikings helmet, big time. Rob, what does that say?
I'm gonna go in there and do Joe a favor right after this show. I'm gonna change the Sports Card Collective to Break Buds, so you could be a little more easily identified. We got to update that logo, buddy.
Yeah, and that's the logo that was on your the StreamYard last night too. Sports Card Collective. Was that the original plan? That's the original name of the brand of what before you went break was.
I know, Kyle. I told them, and they think it's a bad beat.
That's what I didn't say. It was, I just said it was. I'm on your side. I think.
Can we talk about Kyle's video for a second?
Dr. Evil. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Actually,
I should have fucking clipped it and put it.
It's like Mr. Bigglesworth. It's so freaking cold in here.
When he does the pinky thing, it's like it looks like he's like trying to do it so bad. But
the best part about it is it's like you could. It's still the sauce, you know. He's doing his best to be Dr. Evil, but when Austin Powers comes in, and that's what seals the deal. He was telling me about this the other day, and I thought it was going to be like a Halloween thing, like that weekend. The next day, I see Kyle dressed up, fucking Austin Powers.
It's amazing.
Anyway, classic.
Yes, and there was some
Sauce Network to the moon with
fantastic. Yes. There is something involved with Madden soon. My buddy Mike, who is so amazing gaming NJ. He's a big time Madden guy. He's actually, believe it or not, this is how crazy e-gaming has gotten. He's training people on how to play Madden well. Like it's almost as if people are going to like training camp with Mike to learn how to play Madden. And for the longest time, I thought I was the best Madden player going. And then like you actually play online against like 7-year-olds in Germany and they smoke you. And I'm just like, I hate my life.
I have no business picking up the sticks ever again.
There is literally people on like Twitter that describe themselves as professional digital wrestlers. And they like
professional digital wrestlers.
Yes, dude.
What does that even mean?
They make
like they're good at SmackDown.
They make a character and like you could play online now with people. So they have like main events and they tell storylines and they have like 15,000 followers.
See, it doesn't make you nuts. What about the one video we watched a couple months back with the guys just taking like Ken Barbie and like another and just wrestling in a ring and making storylines and like we're like this is so dumb. But then like 2 minutes in we're like, well, what happens next? You know what I mean? Like, who's wrestling in the next match? I want to know.
200,000 followers.
Right, exactly. It's so stupid. Anyway,
you guys should be ashamed of yourselves.
I'm just saying, it was one time we're in the other room and we watched it for like an hour and a half. You know, we stumbled across that because I think we were looking for results of a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And we typed it in the search, and that was the first thing that came up.
I thought you guys were kind of kidding.
No, we're dead ass serious. Terrible.
Guys, you didn't have to put this.
Oh my god, bro! Scoop says I watched marble races.
You guys are giving me Scoop vibes right now.
No, Scoop's coming in saying he's watching marble races.
Major Scoop vibes coming from Sturch and Rob.
Oh god. Anyway, imagine getting a college scholarship to play Madden.
That's gonna happen in the next 10 years.
I'm not. If that was the case, then I dropped the ball and I stopped getting involved in Madden in 2020. When Call of Duty, I got into that and I started doing that stupid shit, and then we started the business. And like every time I have a free minute, I'm zonked, passed out on my couch. It's just not enough time in the day. Anywho, Gooch, we got some update skis going on here. Let's do the old rundown brought to you by today as Absolute Eyewear. $100 off if you say Chop Sports at Absolute Eyewear in Woodbridge. They'll give you $100 off frames and lenses. Scoop, I'm wondering, did you even go get your sunglasses? Question mark. If not, I'm gonna go cop them. Go ahead.
So the rundown we don't really have much of a rundown today, boys. This is Football Friday. It's Lean Friday, so we're gonna get right to the stuff that's important. We did talk about a little bit of that trade before. We're certainly going to break that down. Do you want to do that right after this little fake rundown, or do you want to do that for the 49er game?
We'll do it right after the Yankees.
Okay, the Yankees. The Yankees suck.
Or lack thereof, Yankees.
I don't know that the Yankees suck. It was really painful to hear the "Who's Your Daddy" chant in Houston yesterday. But that's what makes me love sports, because if we ever do get over that hump and beat the Astros, it's certainly not going to be this year. But if we can next year or the year after,
Can I not pour cold water? Can I be a little optimistic here?
No.
Why? You think it's over?
Yes.
Do you notice how the pitching though was kind of slated against us going forward? Verlander got game 1, Homeboy got it game 2, whoever that guy was.
Framber.
I know who he is. I'm just not giving him any credit.
He's his 12th postseason start.
I know he's very good at baseball and he's a good pitcher. But what I will say is games 3 and 4 are back in the Bronx, and it's Garrett Cole and our boy Nestor. So who's to say we can't just take the next 2?
Me.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know. Maybe. Well, I'm not rooting against it to be right. I could promise you that. But Yankees are not really too promising right now. They haven't hit. I don't know. You're going to get hot with the bats. Rizzo's batting like 210. He's their best hitter right now.
I don't know, man.
It's tough to watch. But hey, I'll be there for it. We'll see how it goes. The Lakers still suck.
Go ahead. What do you think about Boone saying that? It's kind of that he felt like it was kind of weird that the thing was open because they never really open it.
It's like it's grasping a straw. It's like kind of like when the Buck Showalter was like, "Yo, his ears look shiny." You know, it's just like this. They're looking for horrible excuses at this point. If that's really what he said, I didn't listen to that, but if that's what he said,
if anybody had
bad.
the gumption to sit there and watch any post game yesterday after the loss that we experienced,
I turned that shit right.
You're a better man than me. I could not.
Yeah,
do it
no, I wasn't about to listen.
Boone, I've heard enough. I just want to see them hit the ball at this point. If they can't, the pitching, it's not even on the pitching. You know, and Severino's comments were a little out of pocket. I don't really agree with those.
What did he say now?
He said something
Ken
about
Paulman
it
put
was
something
essentially
out there
about
too.
like he's throwing people under the bus, but whatever.
What? Who? What are you talking about?
The lineup.
Our lineup?
Yeah.
He's saying something about our lineup.
I don't have the quote, so don't exactly quote me, but it was definitely one of those things that he probably shouldn't have said publicly. I don't care. Look,
it's all bleak in New York right now.
And like I said, Astros to hate. The Yankees got to get over that hump. And if I was an Astros fan, sure as shit, bet your bottom dollar I would be chanting, "Who the fuck is your daddy?" in that crowd last night.
100%. I mean, they got to have the right to do so.
Better. They got to hit the ball.
They have to. Yeah. I mean, I think it is what it is. Look, Yankees get back to playing baseball tomorrow. I believe
he said it was a lucky home run. No big deal.
I mean, he said he delivered it right down the middle too. He said it was a good pitch. So that means a good batter, good hitter.
So he wasn't hit a good pitch. So he wasn't talking shit. I completely misinterpreted Ken Paulman's post. Shocking.
Yeah, shocker. Yeah, he's all over. Hey, guess what, Ken? Rent-free, dog. The Yankees are rent-free in your head while your Mets are sitting home. Stop it. Just enough is enough, dude. Anywho, it's like as bad as Rube, but I actually like Rube. Anyway, let's get into the trade that happened last night, right? So the game's over. We'll talk about the game in a second. But the game's over. We get that update at the end of the night. CMC's been traded 2, 3, 4 next year. I believe a 4 in 2024 or 3 in 2024. So a lot of draft capital, 4 picks. So Gooch justified. And you say what?
The trade?
Yeah.
Yes.
What
trade is justified.
Is there something happening?
I was just reading. We're good.
Yeah. Nobody listened to Midnight Chat. Sorry, Ash. We haven't got actually. Before you get into that, just sidebar, when you were here and there was an old Taylor Swift song playing in the morning when we were here at fucking 7, I was like, how are you listening to the classics when the new album? And you're just like, I'm not ready for that. So it's like, we're not ready for the new album.
I can't dive into the Midnight's album just yet, but make no mistake about it, at around noon today, I'm going to pop it in.
As soon as this game's over, this show's over, where it's all over the entire studio. Anyway, so the trade justified. They trade off 4 picks to the Carolina Panthers for Christian McCaffrey, who again touted as one of the better running backs in the league when healthy. They're going all in. They're doing the Rams approach right now. They add a superstar. The San Francisco 49ers, and I looked up and down that roster. I'm like, okay, cool. Where's your weakness? It's like my brother's fantasy team at this point. I was like, where is your weakness at this point? Like, is it Jimmy G? Or can he just be the game manager of game managers? To me, this just won. And I'll say it now. It's late October. But this just won the 49ers the NFC West. They're taking the NFC West. I don't give a shit. The Rams right now look abysmal. The Seattle Seahawks ain't doing it. You can't tell me that a big game out of Kyler Murray yesterday was going to prove to everybody that the Cardinals are back. The 49ers are going to wipe the floor with the NFC West. I'm telling you right now. Because who's going to stop them? And they got the best defense in the league?
I think that there's probably the odds-on favorite to do so. But they really, there is still weaknesses because they still can't stretch the field no matter what you do out of the backfield.
Do you have to?
Not typically most of the time with that team, but that has been their Achilles heel. They haven't gotten over the hump, so winning the division, if that's the goal, fine. I think the 49ers should be in the driver's seat to win that division. I think that they were potentially in the driver's seat to win that division before the trade. So
Kyle's saying Jimmy G is the weakness. And yes, he's probably, if you look up and down that offensive defensive roster, he is the lowest, probably it's the low-hanging fruit of who to blame.
I will say, Jimmy G, it plays to his strengths to have this check down game. Christian McCaffrey is the ultimate weapon in the screen game. I think that there's a potential that they light it up offensively, even though in spite of Jimmy G, because of what Christian McCaffrey is able to do in space. I think it helps, and it takes Debo out of the backfield, keeps him a little bit healthier. It certainly opens things up for George Kittle because now a linebacker really has to key on McCaffrey out of the backfield. Not that they didn't have to focus on the backs as it was, but I really think Kittle's going to be a beneficiary more so than anybody, and Ayuk, because everybody knows about Debo. Everybody knows Christian McCaffrey, but who are the other guys that are really talented players in that 49er offense that Jimmy G has confidence in and has trusted? So Ayuk last year in the second half, he ate, and Kittle, they have the experience and the rapport. I think it opens things up for him more so than anybody, for sure.
Gotcha.
49ers are a better team now. No doubt.
So now you look at the Panthers, which now all rumors are saying now swirling around the Twitterverse that no matter what, DJ Moore will be dealt before the trade deadline, which I believe is in a week. So this is obviously the Panthers are waving the white flag. We're done. It's over. We're out, right? To fire Matt Rule, rebuild time, start stockpiling draft picks and draft capital, which again, that's what every rebuilding team does. But now DJ Moore, like he's in flux right now. I think no matter where he goes, it will benefit his career dramatically.
Yeah, I mean,
unless he's shipped off to like Seattle
in
or
Carolina,
like
where they're obviously waving the white flag. Baker comes back, and is that supposed to be the savior? It essentially means that they're signing Baker. Is Baker signed after this year? He's just signed a 1-year deal, right?
He was traded for, so that's still on his Browns deal, which is still the option year. So yeah, no, he's ready to go. He's out.
Yeah, so Baker's.
I'm going to double confirm that, but I think he's out.
Sam Darnold is also most likely on his way out.
PJ Walker ain't going to last.
Same situation, but Carolina's going to be picking high in the draft, if not first overall. So they'll have a talented player at the quarterback position, but they're going to be surrounded by nobody because the report already came out that DJ Moore is expected to be traded. It's not like speculation. He's going somewhere. Where he ends up is another question, but I would imagine that no team really will get involved and give up capital in the draft unless they're a contender.
Who's going to want to coach that team too, man? Like who?
Baker Mayfield's an unrestricted free agent next year. He's out of the league.
You give a coach an opportunity to get the one pick. There's an attract.
Yeah, but there's nobody over there right now. Think about that.
But getting the one pick and having a chance to build something, you obviously, it's not a bad job because you get a little bit longer of a leash.
I hope so.
When
they're like an expansion team.
You're expected to be a bad team. But look what the Dolphins did a couple years back. They completely emptied the clip. They had nobody.
They really did. They traded away everybody.
Drafted, and they got ahead of a rebuild very quickly. So
I'm wondering,
it's not that hard in the NFL anymore.
You got to get a good coach that's going to make them buy in.
Now, ready for this? I'm wondering
and
if
a good quarterback. If they pick one and that quarterback lands.
Well, that's the thing. It's all about coach's philosophy. Next year's draft for the Panthers will have a brand new head coach. So it's going to be who he wants on this team. So it's really, if they pull somebody from college, maybe that college guy says, I'm bringing my guy.
Lamar's a free agent. Lamar will be a free agent too if they didn't re-sign him yet either.
It also depends on the clout the coach is bringing. If he's some young guy that's getting his first opportunity, he might not have a say in who they pick.
That's what I mean.
And honestly,
I hate that.
And honestly, what ends up happening in a lot of these situations is one of the players dictates that because they separate themselves from the rest. So it's like, all right, it doesn't matter who I like. He's the one, and we'll work with that because he's clearly the best. When you have that, like Trevor Lawrence, he was getting picked first by anybody. It didn't matter if somebody liked someone else more. The front office was going to step in and say, hey.
Was Trevor Lawrence technically an Urban Meyer pick? Yes, right?
Yeah.
He was coaching already, so it was his pick.
Yeah, but that pick was in before they even played the national championship game. Like they might as well sent their pick in and said, yeah, we're taking him.
So you think that's a situation right now?
Second.
You think that's a situation right now where if Carolina finishes with the number 1 overall pick, it's like, by the way, guys, we're getting Bryce Young and shut up. We're doing it. Like
it could be him or CJ Stroud.
Whoever. I'm saying like
whoever the guy
at the end of the college season, whoever the number 1 guy is.
Yeah, I'm sure the media will do a good job of pitting them two against each other and having one not create separation, in the eye of the public. But it's a different game when we're talking about NFL scouts. They don't give a shit what Mel Kiper says, even though Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper's not as bad as people say he is.
He's actually, as guys get older in the media, it's like they become more tolerable because you just feel bad.
What's Mel Kiper doing? Is he predicting who's going to get picked where? That's a very low probability rate. He's essentially just researching and giving you information on players. Everybody uses Mel Kiper's info
He's losing a little clout. There are guys, McShay and like guys like that. Todd
sucks too. And when it comes
I like McShay. I like him a lot.
But that doesn't mean that he doesn't suck.
I'm not saying that. Listen, they're like the weatherman. You're paying them millions of dollars. They're like, well, it looks like rain, and then like the sun comes out. And you're like, what a guy! Fire that guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
They all suck at predicting who's going to land where because who the fuck doesn't? And they're good at doing their research, or whoever is doing the research for them.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, NFL scouts suck too. Most picks don't land.
We shall see. We shall see. So that's the trade. And before we get into last night's game and the rest of the Week 7 leans, I do want to let you guys know that this show is being brought to you in part by Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru over in Woodbridge, New Jersey, Avenel, if you're really being specific, right there on Route 1. Go see my guys, George, who is the head honcho over at Lucas Chevrolet, and of course my boy Greg, who's running things over at Subaru. So go check those guys out. Great new lineup over there. Leases, brand new or used. They got a lot of inventory over there. I was there for an oil change with you when we saw a massive truck pull in with just a plethora of brand new inventory. So go check those guys out if you're in the market and tell them Chop Sports sent you. Of course, the Pickett app, which we got texted yesterday asking how that's going. And I said, hey, man, we're telling people about it. The Pickett app is pretty cool, man. It's like I said, if you guys are gamblers, like all of us are here on the show, not gamblers, but you know what I mean? Like we bet, we do the spreads and
gamblers.
Stuff. We all right, we're gamblers. Fine, I'm a gambler, whatever. Yeah. Not like a degenerate by any stretch, but like I do dabble. Okay, my units are $10. You know what I mean? But it's very small. But the Pickett app is a great way to track all that stuff. They actually link all your sports books. So if you use FanDuel or DraftKings or anywhere, BetMGM, all those things, it links it all together, shows your overall record. You could compete against other people or start piggybacking off of other people's bets. So I would definitely get involved with the Pickett app. Use Chop Sports as the code. Hater Fantasy Sports, go check those guys out. They have a brand new game this week. Hawaii Mike is the reigning defending champion of all champions over there. He just keeps winning shit. So he's like mastering. He's going to be the CEO eventually of Hater Fantasy Sports. HaterFantasySports.com. And of course, our friends down the hall over at Lowell's who just made a brand new sign. It's like every time those girls are in the house, I kind of ask them nonchalantly for a new sign and they just print it out and they make it. And now we got stickers everywhere. So we got a brand new one right outside the door at Chop Studios. So with that, going into week number 7, after last night's results, who the Cardinals beat the Saints, we're looking at records of.
Did we all take the Cardinals?
We all took the Cardinals. Yeah. Gooch is a top dog at 49-47. I'm 2 games behind him at 47-49. Rob gets a win last night, 38-58. And of course, Anthony is 7-1. He stepped out today, but he'll be back here on Monday to celebrate. But he's 7-1. So we start with last night's game. Again, it delivered as far if you're looking for scoring and you bet the over, sure, then you were excited. The problem was we didn't know who was going to suit up a quarterback until about 4 o'clock. We found out that Andy Dalton was the guy. Figured right then and there, it was like, all right, writing's on the wall. The Cardinals should get right wearing they're all blacks. You know what I mean? Like it was just a different feel for the Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins goes off. Overall, I would say the game was good. Andy Dalton didn't do himself any favors. One of them went right through the hands of a receiver. But the Cardinals, they score 42 points. 14 of it is pick sixes. They drew this Eno Benjamin guy is pretty good. Yeah. Like he's a hard-nosed runner. I believe it was Rube who early on said he was going to be RB1 before the end of time. And maybe James Conner, did you say it too?
The very first fantasy episode that we did on here, Rube probably did say it as well because he definitely knows his shit when it comes to these guys. But Eno Benjamin was a guy that I earmarked early, very early. I want to do the research and find it. If I actually had a split second, I would find it, but I'm not going to. Anyone want to go do that deep dive?
And if you also bet the over on the many times I say plethora, I just slapped the over according to Jimmy Palumbo. Good morning to the liaison in the building. But anyway, so to this game again, Cardinals get the win. I don't see them being contenders in the NFC. I think Kyler Murray's still very inconsistent. The Saints now are 2-5. Yikes. I mean, on a division where I know the Bucks are 3-3. So you're looking at like, oh, we're only a game and a half back in the win combo. They don't stack up. However, I will give flowers to, first of all, Juwan Johnson, who you predicted on the Mojo show.
I did not predict that. That
was an AJ thing. So congratulations to AJ for making us look so smart.
Gave me a layup on the Juwan Johnson.
And
on both episodes of the Mojo Market Report, I called him Juwan Jennings initially, both times. Today may or may not have been on purpose.
You're just trying to I messed that one up. But anyway, also Chris Olave, wide receiver 1. Definitely. The guy balled out last night. 14 targets, 7 catches. over 100 yards. Michael Thomas, it's almost like, yo, dude, like, is he ever going to get back on the field? If he does, like, is he effective? I don't know. Maybe trade his ass too. Why not? I mean, he makes a lot of money. So might as well just.
Does anybody really? I don't think there's a big line at the door for Michael Thomas right now. He just can't stay on the field. I can't decide if it's his calf, his ankle, his elbow, or his head, because he's a little bit unstable, I think. And I'm not talking shit about his mental health before anybody jumps down my throat. This guy, he's just a little off his.
2 bad drops from Olave, yes. And like I said, he 14 targets, only caught 7 of them. So 50% catch or reception rate, I guess you can call it. I don't even know if it's a thing. But again, route running ability, able to get open. I saw him running routes yesterday that just basically by himself, so he's doing good things for a rookie. And again, he did it with Andy Dalton. So imagine with him, with Jameis Winston or whatever the future holds for the Saints. He's there. You know what I mean? He's there. So good.
Did you see when Kyler Murray was yelling at Cliff Kingsbury?
He said, calm the F down a bunch of times over and over in slow motion. And said, calm the F down. Kingsbury's a fiery dude,
Calm the fuck down.
That's how. Did you see the Ghetto Gronk? They voiced it over. Obviously, they made him a chipmunk.
I didn't see that yet, but
calm the fuck down.
Kingsbury, again, these guys have known each other a long time, and like you said on the Mojo Market Report this morning, because of the fact that they won the game, all is well. You know what I mean? Like they're like, we're just competitive guys. You know what I mean? Like we just love each other.
Why was he telling him to calm down?
Because he probably was coming off the field, and you got Kingsbury screaming shit, and Murray was like, dude. Relax a minute. Like, you don't have to go fucking off the
football,
reservation.
Baby. Let them go. Let it happen. If they would have lost, then we would be talking shit. But they won, so it's all good, right? If they lost that game, then there would have been they might have made a big deal about it.
Michael Thomas, you think he's a former Ohio State quarterback? Oh, the obsession. Anyway, let's move it on. All right, let's pick some games. Like I said, we stated the records already. Rob, you got the record over there?
Yeah.
Ken Coleman coming in with the Ghetto Gronk follow-up. There was like an RC racer going down the highway, and it was Kyler Murray on his way home to check out the new campaign mode.
Man, it's so bad. Dude, whatever, writes itself. I Ghetto Gronk, one of the better follows in the world. Anyway, let's get into the games. Starting on the local front, New York Giants at Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know why I said it like that. I felt like a robot. At the Jacksonville Jaguars. The line is -3, in which
time to make some leads.
In which I saw something from a good friend of ours, one of the OGs of the show, Steve Wolf, posted something over on Facebook, and he said, the disrespect. Do you feel like this line is disrespectful for the Giants to be 5-1 heading into Jacksonville? Why is this line this way? Like, are they waiting for that letdown game still? Are they pushing for it?
I mean, yeah.
Where's the money coming in? I know what's sharp money on the Jags right now. Public is on the Giants. To me, it's a no-brainer. What do you not? How do you not ride the Giants until the wheels do fall off this thing? I mean, and now you're giving me 3 to boot?
Like
what?
The idea is the same. You could apply this to the same thing as the over and on the over-under yesterday, where it's like you ride it until the wheels fall off, and you can. And sometimes I apply that logic if I'm just going to say, okay, I'm playing this entire season, I'm taking the under, and that's how I'm going to play Thursday nights. And you take your good with the bad, and hopefully at the end of the season, it's in your favor. You could play it that way, or you could play it this way, and it's saying when you're gambling and you're a bettor, it's the purpose is to identify the spot that the wheels are going to come off before anyone else identifies it, so you could cash in on it. And I think that's what's happening here. I think the line is right. They're on the road.
Rube said what you said this morning. The Giants aren't very good.
The Giants suck, bro. Like if you look at it, since DVOA has been a measurable stat, the Giants are in the top 3 of the 3 worst teams ever that were 5-1 through 6 games. The Vikings are also fit into that category, which I think there's fool's gold there as well. But the Giants defense is piss poor. They're 30th, right? Daniel Jones doesn't complete any passes down the field. He's 1 of 5 for the season on passes that have traveled 20 or more yards through the air. That one was a week 1 touchdown to Darius Slayton. Since then, 0. The Giants don't get the ball down the field. They have Saquon, but that's literally it. They're winning on guts, and Brian Daboll really is.
Brian Daboll's.
He really
is winning on his
dude.
balls.
You have to imagine that. I know there's some easy winnable games, and this is definitely one of them. But, the Jacksonville Jaguars have some talent on the offensive side of the ball, and the Giants defense, it's not good. It eventually has to get exposed.
Giants run defense is giving up a boatload of yards every week. So this could be a Travis Etienne / James Robinson show for sure.
Yeah.
So where are you going with this one?
I'm going with the Jaguars. I don't even think. I mean, like this, it's a little scary because the Giants. It's hard to keep on betting against this team and then keep on losing money. It makes me hate them even more. But I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna cash in on it. I think this time it's Jacksonville.
I feel like the Giants, and excuse me, you've already explained that DVOA and all the analytics and stuff are showing that the Giants are not playing good football. They're just winning games. And there's a big difference between that. There's teams that blow the doors off teams every week. Those are great teams. This team has been able to take advantage of the schedule right now. And look, their schedule is very favorable going forward, but they are not the juggernauts that everybody says they are. I'm sorry. They're just not. Again, I could eat my words, but I'm rolling with the Jaguars too at home, -3. I'm taking that before it gets to 3.5 or anything like that. I'm taking the Jaguars at 3, and I'll ride that one. Rob, where you at?
I'm gonna take the Giants. I believe everything Chris said is true. I just don't think they're that good either, and I think the Giants are gonna take them.
Okay, interesting. So there's one game that Rob's trying to make up. Moving on to the New York Football Jets as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. The spread, of course, is just actually the Jets are road.
Kyle, the Giants did play in London.
What? Oh yeah, that's technically a road game. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, no, I mean, and it was a scheduled road game too. But yeah, they're on the road this time. It's going to be nice down there in sunny Jacksonville. But anyway, Jets. That's a big thing here that they're favored on the road based off of the team or the team that they put together in the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks of football. They're 4-2. They're playing good football. The team that's not playing good football are the Denver Broncos. Obviously, Russell Wilson has to get things going eventually, you would think. Gooch, does it start this week in Mile High? And I know they don't call it Mile High anymore, but whatever. But go ahead. What do we?
No, I was just showing Kyle's comment to touch back on that last conversation. I thought it was prevalent. And
all right, first of all, Jamie Palumbo, you are wrong. Most Giants are not enjoying the run. They're flawed. No. The Giants fans, if you ask around, and you can ask me, Chris, and of course Rob, who was at MetLife the other day, you would think these guys already won this year's Super Bowl.
100%.
And there was 40,000 of them there. So
enjoy
the ride all you want. And I know you're different because you think everybody stinks. But the majority of the Giants fans right now don't know how to act.
Look, if you're outside MetLife Stadium and you're sticking a microphone in people's faces when they're drunk, about to go into the Giants.
It was 9:30 in the morning, Chris.
Best believe there's going to be a little bit of energy coming from those people. What do you want them to do? Be pissed that their team is 5-1?
No, I would be like, well, they're playing good. Let's see how it plays out.
Giants fans enjoy it because I do think the wheels are going to come off. I think that they're going to play themselves out of a really good draft pick and then really need that really good draft pick when it's all said and done. Coach is great though. In this game, I think the Jets are overvalued right now a little bit, and I think Denver's a little undervalued. And I know that the Jets really, I wonder how Denver's going to be able to move the ball in this game whatsoever, judging by the way the Jets have looked on the defensive line the last week. They completely wrecked the game in all phases when it came to stopping the pass and stopping the run. They got in Rodgers' face, and there was no room to run really, and no Aaron Jones whatsoever. And I expected them to be able to run the ball effectively on the Jets. Denver's offense is obviously not doing shit, but their defense is elite, and they're keeping the games all close. Like, has Denver gotten blown out, really? Maybe by the Raiders. It was like the most controlled game. But essentially, the Broncos have been in most of the games that they've played. I think they've all been one-score games, essentially, right? So the Jets aren't going to really have much success on offense in this game, I don't think, whatsoever. We're talking about Elijah Moore. He's ruled out because of he doesn't want to be there anymore. He showed up at practice. I don't know if they're saying mental health. I think it would be shitty to cite mental health if it's not actually.
They are citing that.
But I think it might just be like he's pissed off. So you could cite mental health. But it's like, they've cited that. I just want the ball more mentally that you could say that's mental health. I think that's
bullshit, man. The whole thing sucks because in that regard, the whole thing blows because look, he's not getting the ball within 6 weeks, right? We all understand that. We've seen it. We've all watched the Jets games. We've also seen them play with Joe Flacco, so the offense wasn't really going crazy. Then they bring in Zach Wilson, who you think is going to build this rapport and pick up where they left off last year. Him and Moore had a little bit of a rapport last year. They did. So just because it hasn't developed, you go out there and I want to trade. Like, what? Get out of here then. Go. Get the fuck out. Like, seriously, this is stupid. You're 4-2, bro. If they're 1-6, then I understand. Or 1-5, I understand. Then you can complain to your coach, like, man, we're losing games. I'm not getting the ball. I think I would get a better fresh start somewhere else. You're winning games. You're a team guy, then be a team guy, Elijah.
Who's saying he's a team guy besides him and that cryptic
with the big bullshit tweet.
Look, the players want the ball. If he gets more involved in the offense in the coming weeks because of this, then it all worked out. I don't think this is that big of a deal.
Why is that? What happened there?
What?
The line was Broncos -3 Tuesday morning, and now the Jets are favored by 1. Is Russ not going to go?
Well, I mean, Russell Wilson's dealing with a hamstring and a lat. So maybe
he's going to go.
Maybe there's the Russ situation brewing.
He said everybody was betting the Jets with that line. So yeah, of course, I'm assuming a big movement happened.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
I think the Jets are obviously overvalued in this spot a little bit.
Are you taking the Broncos?
I'm going to take the Broncos.
I'm going to take the Broncos too. I think, listen, the Jets have had a phenomenal start to their season. They've beaten pretty good teams. Okay. They took care of the Packers last week handedly, right? So now you're looking at a team like this right now. This is all the recipe for them to just kind of trip up. And I'm not saying they get blown out. I just think that this is a trip-up game. The Broncos defense is very, very good.
It's going to be a one-score game.
It will be a one-score game. So if that's the case, that means if I think the Broncos are going to win this game, I think they're going to also get that number too. They get 1 at home. So give me the Broncos here. And I know, obviously, Rob, you're going to roll with your Jets, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what Chris saying is right. Our offense is terrible, but who are they going to throw to, first of all? And our front four right now is like one of the best in the league. So it's like it might be a field goal game, but we're definitely gonna win.
Oh, definitely,
that's for sure.
Are anybody and any breaks being beat off or no? We're just gonna win.
No? I mean, we probably will. If we wore the cheese last week on our head,
what are you gonna wear this week? You're gonna wear a horse?
I hope
a horse's head in your bed.
No, I hope Source gets the girl off the horse and rides it in for her.
How funny would that be?
Bro,
like last week with the cheese on it.
Murray with like 11 carries for 39 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, I cut him already. I cut him already. So anyway, Commanders. The Commanders returning back home. This spread ain't right.
Oh no, it's wrong.
Okay. Oh man. All right. Then all right. So the Packers, there's no way.
Take it off?
Yeah,
so
I don't know in case there's any clippable shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Definitely. So it's 4.5 the other way.
Yes.
All right. So 4.5 points favorites are the Packers over the Commanders in Washington. The Commanders are now turning their whole command over to Tyler Haneke or Sam Howell or me or you. Whoever wants to play quarterback for the Commanders can go try out now. This one listen, I've tried. This is 2 weeks in a row. Actually, I picked the Jets last week because I thought it was going to be close based off the Giant game. Have you ever in your life, no bullshit, have you ever seen Aaron Rodgers lose 3 in a row?
Yeah.
You have?
I don't know about Aaron Rodgers that led Packers, but I've watched the Packers lose 3
in
a row in the Aaron Rodgers era. I got to look. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't think he has.
I don't think so.
And I don't think he will.
LaFleur era. I haven't even seen him lose 2 in a row.
Right. So since Matt LaFleur has been the coach, Aaron Rodgers has not lost 3 games in a row. Neither has his entire team. This is a recipe for them to get right, okay? The Washington Commanders are a piss-poor organization. The only feel-good thing about them right now is Brian Robinson, in which Packers with the run, whatever, we'll see. But this says Rodgers and hooking up with all his receivers, his young guys that, and nobody knows who's who, and Christian Watson and Dubs and all this other shit. Tanyan. I think they get out of this one. And if they want to run the football, good luck because it's very hard, tough sledding to run. But this is Rodgers' MO. Rodgers will be like, all right, we can't run. That's fine. I'm going to throw 50 times. And you know what? There's probably going to be 65% of those times are going to complete. So give me the Packers. I mean, you're probably obviously going to take the Packers, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit of a shitty spot for Green Bay. Obviously, they're coming off 2 losses. So they're not going to look ahead to Buffalo because they have to get this win. Typically, I would be looking at this as like a dangerous spot because Buffalo is next week, right? So, you kind of take that lighter opponent a little lesser opponent more lightly.
Mm-hmm.
But the Packers can't afford to do that in this game. Washington does do things well on the defensive side of the ball that I think will create issues for the Packers if they decide to just run, which they haven't decided to do. I think we can impose our will because of the way the offense has been not really effectively running the ball and the way that the Jets got in front of got through the offensive line last week.
Are the Redskins ever going to get Chase Young back? Ever?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Commanders?
Right now.
Whatever. Sorry. Whatever.
But because of the fact that the Commanders do things well in stopping the run, I think the Packers are still going to try and effectively run the football because of how they got embarrassed last week up front. I expect them to just be consistent with the run game and hammer it home. And then Aaron Rodgers in the fourth quarter, if need be. I'm a little bit worried about laying points right now with the Packers because they haven't been doing shit lately. There's really nothing positive to say over the
Kyle,
last
for the love
two
of
or
God,
3
like
weeks.
I can't sit back and wait and watch this as it happens.
But
the Packers graphic was wrong. We changed it
the
off.
The Packers are going to win by 7.
Okay, so a touchdown over there. Rob, are you going?
I'm jumping on the Packers. So there's no way they lose 3 in a row.
All right, moving on
I can't live
to
with Chris Monday morning.
The Dallas Cowboys. Right, I can't. Listen, I cannot. If you thought we could deal with each other, coming in here after a loss to the Giants, I'm like, well, the Giants might be, and then you lose to the Jets. It's like, oh my God, really? The Jets? If you lose to the Commanders, Chris.
All things considered, I think I handle these things pretty well.
You are doing very good.
You did, but
I've done very well. I think we've grown as men.
3 in a row is a little.
To the Commanders.
If you lose to the Commanders, though, with Tyler Heineke,
here's the thing.
Holy shit!
I point to one thing in my life that has taught me how to deal with adversity.
Buddha,
and it's Packer losses. I've always just used that as a benchmark to be like, how do you figure things out? How do you get rid of this shitty feeling that you have on your insides, right? And other things in life happen that you can't control. I can't control Packers wins and losses. So when the Packers lose, it's like just life practice.
Look at your leave Brittany alone girlfriend, by the way.
What's up?
Leave Chris alone. I said leave Brittany alone.
Get these motherfuckers, Ash. They're fucking annoying.
It's not annoying. It's factual. If you come in here and you lose to the Commanders, the season's over. Your season is over. You lose to the fucking Commanders, the Packers season is over before Halloween. I'm sorry. It's over. There's no way. There's no way around it. Anyway.
Can't see me.
Cowboys taking on the the Detroit Lions. Look, Cowboys are coming off a loss to the Eagles. The Lions are coming off a bye, I believe, so that's advantaged them as far as getting some of their nicks, the nicked up guys back. But big return is the return of Rain Dakota Prescott. Dak's back with the Cowboys. The Lions right now can't stop anybody, so you would think all signs point to a blowout with the Cowboys. 7 points is a lot of points. I hate this shit. I really do, because look, statistically, you can have all the analytics you want. For some odd reason, I never think the Cowboys do well when they play at 1:00. I just don't. I just never see it as a good thing. 1:00 Cowboy game, never good. Have they won games? Sure. But I look at this as a slow start. I look at this as a routine get back into the swing of things for Dak. I look at what are we doing?
No, keep on going, bro. I didn't say a fucking word. Just keep on going.
Kyle, correct. Kyle. Now you guys are buddies. Now Kyle, actually, I'll just throw it out there. Kyle clipped up a thing that I said. I'll say it. Fuck it. Listen, I own my words. Okay. Yeah, I might as well, right? I just play it over here. It's like on loop. I'm just gonna bring up the text just because it was that good. So Sauce, where are we?
We'll just.
Here it is. All right. So
it's Monday after Dave's first week.
Monday after the loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I went on this show.
This is Dave handling it well, by the way.
This is me handling it well. Here we go.
Dak Prescott is an average quarterback at best. Dak Prescott is an average quarterback at best. Dak Prescott is an average quarterback.
So that was me. And I bet you're wondering how we got to this situation here. There I am. So I did say that. And look, and now I think he's a top 10 quarterback. You know why I think he's moved up the ranks?
At worst.
At worst. Now, you know why I think he's moved up the ranks?
Because he's healthy again?
Well, A, yes. B, because the rest of the quarterbacks in the NFL that were apparently better than Dak are playing like shit. That's my gripe with this, because now you have even a guy like Justin Herbert has not shot off the cannon yet, and that's 6 weeks into the season. Okay, so are we all about Justin Herbert being this future legend? I don't know. I mean, but I'm not talking about just Justin Herbert. I'm talking about guys like Russ. You all thought Russ was better than Dak. Clearly, that's not the case. It's not the case at all. So if you look at the quarterback, and Rube was coming in, the Kirk Cousins. No, man, no, stop. So top 10 quarterback Dak Prescott returns this week. I'm taking the Cowboys. Big win. Give me 40 points in this game for the Cowboys. Cowboys get a big win here. A much-needed return to work for Dak Prescott. Go ahead, Gooch. Pick the Lions.
Yeah, definitely picking the Lions. The great equalizer is that Detroit Lions offensive line. He
wrote it like top 10.
They are the best. I'll give him the pass on that. When people type out full sentences that way, I question their
integrity,
humanity. But when like the three letters per word, 2 words, we'll give Rube the pass. But Dallas Cowboys pass rush has been controlling the game in every game they've played, outside of maybe the Philly game. Detroit's offensive line is the best in football at protecting the quarterback. And honestly, they're really the top 3 in running the ball as well. That's going to be the great equalizer. I think Detroit's going to be able to effectively neutralize the pass rush just enough. The turnovers out of Goff scare me a little bit because I do think Dallas is going to get home at least at some point because they're too talented.
Is Swift
But
going?
I think Dallas's MO in this game is going to be running the football. I don't think that they're going to try and get into a shootout and even tempt Detroit to score a ton of points. Let's just ball control, laying 7 points in a game for me. I think Dallas is a better team. They're going to win the football game. But 7 points in this one, it's a little bit scary. The back door is definitely open with Detroit. We've
sure is. We've seen it all in 2021.
So there's no way I'm laying 7 points in this one with the offensive line that Detroit has. And the way I think Dallas is going to approach this game, I don't think they're going to be like, oh, Dak, air it out in your first game back. There's no need for it. They have the run game going. They have the defense. There's ways that they could win without that. And a blowout outside of turnover heavy, Jared Goff, I think this game is a little bit tighter than people think. And if not, I definitely see the back door being open. 7
Schultz
points
is playing this week, apparently, according to everything I've read. He's back.
7 points is a lot.
Dak with Schultz, and spell his name right for the love of God. Rob, where are you going with this one? We got split crowd over here.
The Lions stink.
I also agree. The Lions stay in the in games, and I don't think they're going to let Dak really go out there and do what he wants to do. The Cowboys win, but the Lions cover.
Okay.
So take the Lions.
2 on the Lions. I love it. Love to see it. Here we go. What's next? Moving on to another average quarterback at best, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy G now with a brand new toy in Christian McCaffrey. What we said on the Mojo Market Report today is that we think Christian can come in right now, trade him on a Thursday, get on a flight to San Francisco, arrive on a Friday, take your physical on Saturday, get in the game on Sunday. You still think you feel that still? That McCaffrey's in this game on Sunday?
Yeah.
You do. Okay.
Well, Shanahan said it already.
Oh, yeah?
He's in he has a couple of plays lined up already.
That's a beautiful thing. I love it. I love it. But now
he's not even going to be limited at all.
I believe this is also wrong. I believe this game's in Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken. Just because
we're gonna find out.
We're gonna learn today. We'll find out right now. Come on, NFL. Here we go. Yes, no, it's in San Francisco. I was wrong. You were right, Chris. That never happens. So anyway, Kansas City is favored by 2 on the road in San Francisco. Now, this is a week fresh off of them being dogs at home. So this one's interesting because now Christian McCaffrey is there and their defense is still really good, if not the best in the league. Now you got Mahomes coming into town. I don't know. How do you feel this was playing out, Gooch?
I think the Chiefs are just too good. Right now, there's obviously a new wrinkle that you have to worry about and you haven't been game planning for, but there's not much you could game plan around Christian McCaffrey. You just got to stick a guy on him and watch him just like he's a key on him like a quarterback, if that's how you want to play it. The Chiefs blitz a lot. And there's a chance that on third downs, a lot of times you would see McCaffrey going out for passes. They're going to have to keep him in the block because, like I said, Spagnuolo is going to dial it up against Jimmy G. And I said it before. I think Kittle, if anybody gets involved, there's a little tight end matchup in this one that's interesting to me. But I got to go with the Chiefs. They're just too good. And they had a difficult one last week against Buffalo. They're bouncing back. The Chiefs aren't losing 2 in a row. And the number's low enough for me to consider it.
The line was San Francisco +3. Everyone taking the Chiefs, and the number still dropped to 2.5. Then 2. Looks like the books are trying to trap everyone on the
listen, I don't think that the 49ers are going to be world beaters right away with this lineup. I do think they eventually get it together and they roll in the NFC. I really do. But in this game, what?
I just want to touch on what Kyle was saying, though, because all that's well and good, but did you factor in the fact that the trade took place last night late? What's the line movement based on that? Accepting like all the money here or there. I mean, maybe he's explaining that in there, but that's layered.
San Francisco defense back to full strength. I don't know. But I mean, you would think Mariota just went 13 for 14 against them. If they're not back full, Mahomes is going to destroy them. This is very true. And I love that, actually. I'm going with the Chiefs. I think it will take some time for the Niners to gel, but they will, and they will win the NFC West. I'm not backtracking on that by any stretch. Chiefs to lose 2 in a row with Patrick Mahomes. I don't see it. Now you're giving me, not giving me anything. It's like -2. But again, if they're going to win this game and it's close, let them win by a field goal. Everybody goes home happy. Give me the Chiefs.
Sweet. We're sweeping.
Yeah, Chiefs too. All right. Moving on. The Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Brownies, and it's the Baltimore Ravens back at home. 6.5, almost a touchdown favorite. It's touchdown extra point. 6.5 point favorite over the Cleveland Browns. Now, in this one, again, after watching what the Browns did last week with the Patriots, I can't buy into them. But then watching the Ravens lose and blow a lead to the Giants, I don't know how much I believe in them. What's the lesser of 2 evils on this one, Chris?
I believe more in Lamar and the Ravens than I believe in the Cleveland Browns, with Jacoby Brissett at the helm. The Browns have done a decent job offensively, like bridging the gap to the Deshaun Watson era.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the whole talk in Baltimore is the fact that Lamar Jackson can't finish, and he's playing for a contract. Out of the gate, it was like early odds-on favorite to win MVP, or at least be in the running. It's not looking the same right now for Baltimore, but the talent is still there. I don't know what's going on with Dobbins. I think that matters a little bit in this
knee
one.
tightness, has not practiced all week.
So if Dobbins doesn't go, there's still potential for the ground game to get going. Cleveland sucks stopping the run, and a lot of that's been against backs.
Give it Kenyon Drake's season again.
But how about Lamar's season?
Yeah, him too.
Get it going with your legs, Lamar. I know that there's a lot of talks about him being the passer, but guess what? You're not getting it done late in the games, and you're actually opposite of getting it done. You're actually shitting the bed in the fourth quarter. Take off, bro. Stick to what got you to the point that you're at, and then everything else will fall into place. Run the football. I think the Ravens are due for a blowout and an actual complete game. I'm banking it on just my gut here, but
Hey, sound like me.
I didn't really look at this game that much. I just know that the Browns can't stop the run, and the Ravens are good at it, and they're home, and they're a little embarrassed. So I think that they're gonna knuckle up and bust the Browns' ass here.
I circled both teams here. I'm like going back and forth. I got opinions out of you and opinions out of Kyle. I'm going to draw my own conclusion here that the Browns are just not as talented as the Baltimore Ravens. If you let Bailey Zappi do his thing over there with the running game and everything like that, what's to say that Lamar can't just go off the reservation this weekend? I'm gonna, I don't know, 6.5. It's a big number for me.
I could be swayed.
I'm gonna pick the Ravens on this show. There's a chance that I watch a little of the Sauce Network, and I bet the other way. We'll see. Anyway, Rob, where are you going with this one?
I'm gonna take the points, like the man says.
Browns,
and go with the Browns.
Yeah, I think
he's taking Austin Powers. Wait, was that Dr. Evil? You don't take underdogs.
Robert, take the Browns.
Austin
Do it.
Powers, yeah.
There he is. He just took the Browns. Austin Powers. All right, next game. The Tennessee Titans coming back. Are they won last week again? Titans. Did they play last week? They had a bye.
Yeah.
All right, so minus 2.5. 2.5 point favorites over the Indianapolis Colts. Now, the Colts, in this regard, the Titans are a piss poor secondary right now. I kind of like the Colts on the road here, man. I don't know. Matt Ryan, the Colts have been playing better since those first 2 weeks where the blunders and the ties and the losses and all that shit. The Colts have been playing better. Jonathan Taylor, I don't know his status yet. I don't know if somebody wants to chime in with that one. But I want to say
he's practicing. I think he's going to.
Yeah, I want to say I don't know, man. I like the Colts here. The Titans haven't done anything for me to just jump all over this. Like, it's got to be the Titans. Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, Taylor's back. Give me the Colts in this one. You're giving me 2.5. I'm all over the Colts. Goodbye, Chris. As he's off screen now. The Titans. Yeah, I'm taking the Colts. Where are you going, Chris?
I'm Rob. Could you go for a second? I'm trying to find that Austin Powers video.
I agree with you too that.
He shared it already.
I'm gonna try and play it here.
They don't that the Titans haven't shown me anything that says like, all right, they're the Titans from last year, the year before. But I think Derrick Henry, their offensive line is playing a little bit better than the Colts right now, and Derrick Henry's got to get it going sooner or later. I would love to see Malik Willis get involved more. If they're not going to let him play, at least put a package in for him because the offense is completely different when he's in. So I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah. All right. So you're taking the Titans, you said?
Yes,
all right.
Titans.
So we're split here as he's taking his cup of, what is that? New England clam chowder. Is that the red or the white? We got.
I cannot talk or breathe right now.
All right. So
it went down the wrong pipe, guys. You know those moments where you just
I don't.
suffer?
It's never happened to me ever, which is weird.
I'm going to take the Titans. Derrick Henry, they're coming off of a bye. The Colts, really, they haven't done much. There was one game against Jacksonville that really fucked up all their metrics, but they're still, if you take that game out, they're still like 27th worst in offense and defense. I'm not going with the Colts until they prove otherwise. I do think Jonathan Taylor will get it going a little bit, but Derrick Henry did get it going when we expected him to. Like, he's starting to go, and Derrick Henry, I think, is going to take over this game.
All right.
I don't know, is Shaq Barrett playing?
Yeah, I think both of those guys are back.
All right, I wasn't paying attention if you said that.
No. I said Jonathan Taylor's back in practice.
All right, so I think
Barrett
Shaq Barrett, but I know Shaq Barrett was dealing with a whole world of issues.
Shaq Leonard?
Yeah,
Shaq Leonard. It is.
Him too.
Barrett.
Him
Leonard.
Yeah,
all right, yeah, but he had a broken nose, a concussion. He was all fucked up. So if he is back, that definitely helps. But the Colts, they haven't done shit and their offense sucks. Their defense actually sucks.
Alec Pierce scores twice.
The
this
Colts'
weekend.
defense is a lot better than their offense is, but they still suck compared to what they should be. I'm going to go with the Titans, but didn't really look at that game either.
Scoop, you have issues, my man. All right. Anyway, moving on to is this spread? Is this real? Ooh,
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
yeah, why wouldn't it be?
I know, but damn. All right. So Tampa Bay is 13-point favorites on the road against the team that just basically said we quit. And that's the Carolina Panthers. I mean, look, they're begging you, I guess, to take the Panthers here in like a rah effort. Like, we're still here. Like, no, Tampa Bay is still here. Tampa, Tom Brady went on record already this week, had some jokes. He's feeling good about himself. He's going to beat the piss out of the Panthers this week. They might win by 20. So, what happened?
Did that go up?
What is that?
Yeah,
right,
yes,
all
it did. Yeah, it did.
All right, so remove that.
Hold on.
What you're doing? You're just playing it.
I didn't expect it to just show up right away, but
you
no,
you don't have a
It's
blank
a
one?
screen shave. No, it's all right. Just
we're good. I apologize. I'm trying to play the sauce video, but get
you
it out
could
of there.
later. I mean,
Yeah,
you
get
just
it out of there.
Get it out of there.
Stop.
Just remove that. There you go.
There we go.
Ready?
It's gone now completely.
I know I could do it again, but I'll just do it at the end.
We're
All right,
on
cool.
Bucks, right? Bucks.
Yeah, sorry, Bucks. Here we go.
Sorry, boys.
No, it's all good. I'm taking a Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the big spread on the road. Doesn't matter. What do you got,
Doesn't
Gooch?
matter.
I mean, that defense is going to destroy PJ Walker. That his name, right?
Yes.
PJ Washington.
Yes,
The
is
basketball
the
player.
PJ Walker, former XFL star.
I don't know. Like, I probably will just stay away from this game because Carolina's just so bad. They have no coach. They don't have an offense. They got rid of McCaffrey. They have no quarterback. So they can't really make the point spread high enough. But the Bucks suck too. And the Carolina's defense, if there is anything that's been somewhat decent, it's been that. So 13, it's a high number. I don't know. I gotta look.
Well, it
But
doesn't
there's
matter.
nothing
You can't look
positive.
anything. What do you got right now?
I'll lean Tampa.
Okay. Rob, you taking the points?
Oh, man, so it's a lot of points. But
Bucks,
who do the
Bucks
Panthers,
alternate
who do the
line,
Panthers
19 and a
have?
half.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Buccaneers too, right?
Yeah,
We
let's
all
rock
lose
with the Bucks
together,
here. It's
right?
Tom Brady. Why not? All right. What's next? Not that intriguing of a game here. The Falcons are coming off the big win against those 49ers we were talking about before on the road to take on the Bengals. The Bengals are 6.5-point favorites at home. It seems to me that they got it going a little bit with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase last week in Louisiana. So in New Orleans. I don't know. Does that trend continue, you think?
I think the Falcons are going to have a lot of success running the ball no matter who they play against this year. But the Bengals are starting to get rolling a little bit on offense. Jamar Chase is going to have some openings. T. Higgins, the same deal. I'm going to roll with the Bengals, but I did not look at this game either that in depth.
So you're taking
So
the Bengals.
I'll lean the
6.5.
Bengals, yeah.
All right. I'm going to also take the Bengals here. There's nothing about the Falcons.
Point.
The Falcons are definitely 6-0 against the spread. Blindly
so
bet
you
Atlanta.
blindly bet them, I guess. But I was blindly bet. If you blindly bet the under yesterday because of the under being 6-0 on Thursday night, then you lost. So
Yeah, Redden's coming back in. I'm fading the Falcons. So Bengals is the pick. Rob, what do you feel?
I'm also gonna take the Falcons.
Oh, all right.
6-0 against the spread. Kyle's
Okay.
been on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are both going with the Bengals, right?
Yeah.
Here's Dave Roberto. Why did that come up?
I don't know. It just pops up. Anyway, number 10 game coming up is the Seattle Seahawks visiting the Los Angeles Chargers. We've all seen what the Seahawks can do offensively. Kenneth Walker seems to be the real deal. Geno Smith playing out of his freaking mind. Is that enough for you to sway that the Chargers, who have not looked that great? I mean, again, they got the win last week. Wasn't much to it. Had to take them to overtime to the brink. How are you feeling about this one?
I probably won't lay the points here. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I mean, I'm going to go with the Seahawks, but I think the Chargers win the game. But there's real deficiencies. I think Geno's going to have an easy time moving the ball. As crazy as that is to say, there's a lot of injuries on the Chargers right now defensively. And I'm not sure what's going on with Keenan Allen. Is he playing yet?
He's very questionable still.
Well, they've been managing to win
time to
games,
be
but they're
Keenan Allen.
they're not that strong right now offensively. But so Kyle's saying lay it. 95% of the money on Seattle. I mean, that makes me crazy, but fuck. I'm going to lean. I already started leaning Chargers. I'm going to lean Chargers because it would be a turncoat behavior if I didn't.
So you're taking Chargers?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers as well. Yeah, because I feel like the Seahawks will definitely put up a fight, but at the end of the day, I think the Chargers kind of finish them off. The Chargers are due for a really good offensive game too. Austin Eckler has looked just has looked apart. He's looked incredible this year. The Chargers defense banged up, obviously, but still, Geno Smith definitely gonna put up some numbers here. Don't get me wrong, but look, just think about it like this: if the Chargers were to score 27, and they let up, I know this is just basic math, but if it's just 27-21, it looks like not a dominant win, but they still cover. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I think about a lot of this stuff with like the score possibilities. And that's why I'm taking the Chargers here. They're going to win the game, and they're going to win the game outright. So Chargers, let's go.
Yeah, I'm also clean sweep again, guys.
All right, Chargers
so,
it is. Yeah. Moving on. 2 more games to go. The Raiders have to have it again. Again, these guys, they fell short last week. So they're going to be hosting the Texans. The Texans can't stop anybody right now. Defensively, we talked about this on the Mojo Market Report about a potential Josh Jacobs breakout game. The spread is pretty big on a team that fights like the Texans. This one's interesting. How are you feeling about it? With the spread, at least.
I think the Raiders are going to blow them out.
I got that feeling, too.
Davis Mills, shitty on the road. Josh Jacobs, just one of the better backs in the NFL, if not the best back in the NFL this year. And the Houston Texans were one of the worst run defenses in the league. Look at what Josh Jacobs did in the last 2 weeks. I think I actually have it in front of me. Yeah, 49 carries, 298 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also had 10 catches for 70 more yards. And that's over his last 2 games. They're coming off of a bye week. The Raiders' offensive line is completely decimating defensive lines. You saw what Austin Eckler was able to do to the Texans in like very limited touches. He had 3 touchdowns a couple weeks back. I think that the Josh Jacobs show is here to stay, and this one's going to be on full display, and Devontae will even get involved.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Vegas as well. Rob, you triple threat there? All right, triple threat it is. All right, Sunday Night Football, a very good one, considering now, just so everybody's clear, Kenny Pickett was cleared this morning on concussion protocol. He'll be starting for the Steelers on Sunday Night Football against another guy who just cleared concussion protocol, Tua. Great game. I think this one's going to be very, very entertaining. The Steelers defense has looked a little abysmal lately. I just feel like their defense just, again, a lot of, after TJ Watt went down, the wheels just fell off this defense. Mika Fitzpatrick's been hurt too. Pretty much the entire, it feels like the entire season, but he's missed a couple games. So it's the Steelers defense, not so great. Steelers offense hasn't gotten going. Tua's back. And when you look at this game, again, the spread to me though, I don't like this number at all, man. I feel like this game will be kind of tight. I don't know. How you feeling? Go to you first.
I think the Dolphins are going to beat them up. I think the Steelers defense wasn't even really good with TJ Watt. They sucked stopping the run last year. I know that Big Ben had a lot of late game heroics. As bad as he was, Big Ben was like a really good fourth quarter quarterback, and that carried the Steelers to all those wins last year. And their defense didn't shit the bed completely. Like TJ Watt wrecked a lot of games too, but when you take him out of the defense, they're really not good at defense at all. They just haven't been at all. And Miami Dolphins, look at what they've done with Tua in the lineup.
3-0,
even 10-1 over their last 11 with Tua in the lineup, and then they haven't won since he's been out. The receivers have still managed to put up decent numbers with the backups, and then the backups. I think the Dolphins are primed to score a ton of points in this game.
Now, do you feel like this is a little bit of a trap scenario for us as people that are picking against the Steelers, considering what they just did last week against the Bucs?
I mean, I would have
to think that's the real Steeler team? I mean, they were gritty as shit, and they beat that team.
Decide,
and we all got burned.
I didn't look at where the money is going, so maybe. But
Watt's supposed to play?
Traps are really set by the books. Like you could look at the line and think this might be a trap, and then look at where the money is going and really identify if it is or it isn't.
Is TJ Watt available to play? I don't think so. I thought he was still out.
I can't imagine people are really going to bet the Steelers in this one. I mean, there is a lot of points, but I just think the Dolphins are too high powered on offense, and the Steelers, they suck right now. You know, they got blown out a couple times in a row.
He ain't playing, dude.
Yeah,
he's still weeks away.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm with the Miami Dolphins here. Did you pick the Dolphins officially? Yeah. I'm with the Dolphins here as well. Tua being back is a big thing for them. They win football games, and like I said, the secondary and the defense has been a little just a couple ticks slower without a Watt and without a Fitzpatrick, and a lot of those guys are banged up. Look, we ate our words last week. I don't think we ate our words this week. I think it's the Dolphins to take it on Sunday night. Rob?
Listen, this came over a big win against the Buccaneers. So I'm going to go with the Steelers, man. I need to catch up here. So we're going to go with them.
All right. There you go. There you have it. That's the entire NFL slate. We'll be back here on Monday to go over the abysmal Monday Night Football game between the Bears and the Patriots. I don't know what, just horrible. But we'll go over the entire Sunday slate. Be sure to check out Mojo and the Mojo Market Report. Go subscribe to their channel. Follow them all over social media at Mojo. It is the sports stock market. If you guys, well, honestly, and I'm not just promoting it because they, employ us, but what I will say is it's a dope app. You know what I mean? The app is smooth. They keep making improvements to it. Now you can invest in college players as well. I think they dropped 150 quarterbacks in that bank. So now you have the ability to grab a Bryce Young before he goes into the NFL, or even the kid from USC. Like there's a lot of kids that you can go invest in right now, including all of the upstars of the NFL, Justin Herbert's, the Pat Mahomes. Those guys are like Amazon stock. It's going to rise. It will have its dips, but it goes up. And you've made money. I've made money. Clearly, no bullshit. I've made a couple $100 just kind of dabbling around and listening to Chris and doing some research and stuff like that. So
Kyle's got 5 bets if anybody wants them, and I'm sure we do.
I mean, Kyle, the fact that you even had to ask, you're being so silly. Will you talk about the Yankees being swept on Monday? Of course, I'll address that.
Are you going to put that video up, Chris? Is it going to work, or you don't know?
Let's hear these bets first.
Let's get the bets out of Kyle first, and then we'll put up the grand finale video.
Real quick, though, when I did play it for that 1 second, I need one of the viewers to tell me, did you guys hear it? Because I have my volume muted, so I don't hear it in here.
I believe you're answering something with volume. I think it automatically plays the volume.
Okay.
I think. I mean, I could be wrong.
I'll go on YouTube.
Well, I want to hear it. They heard it for a second. So if they
I think Hawaii Mike said Dr. Evil was hijacking Shop Sports. So if you heard that while he played that, please let us know before we play that as we await the Kyle bets. I had an epiphany yesterday. I thought I was going to stop betting college football. I thought, like, last year's my success was just betting on the NFL. I stayed away from college football, but it's hard. It's hard not to.
We have the video, Kyle. We just don't know.
But it'll be a lot easier to play a file.
It'll be a lot easier if we just lay back. Name that movie. Come on, somebody hit me. All right. So, Kyle. Oh, he said he didn't hear it. So that's fun. Anyway, you want me to go check it out while we wait for the videos?
Yeah.
All right. Since I'm a StreamYard connoisseur.
So, how about okay, so here's a couple of home favorites.
No, but I will be. I'll add it as a video. We're
TCU good. -3.5 and Penn State -4.5.
Is that the picks? Oh,
yep.
All right. Two favorites that he likes for tomorrow. Okay, go ahead.
Rutgers homecoming tomorrow. I'll be at Rutgers too, guys. If anybody's out there tomorrow, Rutgers, Indiana, we'll be in the RAC lot and Block R doing Mojo stuff. So if you're out there, come see us.
And Toast loves Liberty at +7. Give Toast Liberty or give him death.
I like that. I like that a lot.
That's his one. He said that. So it's a super sharp play. And they're backing it. Toast and the Saucon Powers is backing it.
I like it a lot.
Because Saucon Powers only takes underdogs, and Dr. Evil only takes favorites. As Dave gathers his thoughts.
I'm not gathering my thoughts. I'm gathering the video,
That's
man.
What I meant. And I did correct myself. And then tonight we got the
It's
Pelicans
really too good not to have it.
Yeah, Pelicans -6.5. Going to ride that Zion train. And then we got the Blazers +5.
I got to get into the NBA. I mean, I haven't even remotely looked at anything NBA.
Kyle, I need to know what you think of Cam Reddish and what you thought of the first game, because I loved every second of it,
except for the last 5 seconds of overtime.
The last couple of seconds of overtime, yeah.
all the seconds up to that.
I don't know why they let Fournier shoot the last shot.
What's going on
with the ball
with Thibodeau? Why does he look like a Despicable Me character?
100% looks like a Russian spy.
What's going on
a basketball court?
He should be coaching.
Of course, we're gonna lose
Tel Aviv
service at this point. This is perfect. It's like,
and did you see the ball hit Steven Adams'
terrible.
head?
Look at this shit. We're just waiting for this to upload, and then we'll get out of here. It's almost there. Almost there. As we get, are you choppy over there too?
Knicks have a good game too.
Unbelievable. And they're also their home openers tonight, which is excited. It's very exciting. What? Really?
No, never.
Oh, you should have hooked up with us last year.
I know. I came like 3 weeks after that, I think.
Processing. This is annoying.
I think Barrett sucks.
Bro, honestly though, but looking at Julius Randle looked like he's in the best shape of his life. I've never seen him look the way he looks.
He's pumped. All right.
He looks in phenomenal shape.
All right, guys, we're gonna send you home with this. Hope everybody had a great. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy it. Be careful. Be safe. We'll end with this. Here it comes, the debut of Saucon Powers, the gambler who shagged me.
And Dr. Evil. And
it's all here. Here we go.
Well, to my underground lair. It's been 30 years, but I'm back, just in time to unveil my new plan. This Sunday, we will lay the points in every matchup. We will take only favorites, and no one can stop me. Oh, behave, baby. Handicapping is about the dogs. It's about finding value in the dogs and free love. Very groovy, baby. It's freaking freezing in here, Mr. Bigglesworth. Do I make you horny, baby?